Alright, hello there YouTube. Welcome to the second video of the Desert Ridge campaign hard walkthrough or whatever you want to call it. Today it's Father Juju time, and in my opinion, he's one of the hardest on hard mode. On normal, he's one of the easiest. And I'm going to pick Cash out now, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna try. It's very, very difficult, in my opinion, to beat him. I think I'm gonna try a Pyro start, because I just want to see how he reacts. It's not a perfect Pyro roll, though. Well, in fact, it's pretty bad, but let's see. I mean, at least Pyro should get me through the first waves pretty easly. And the idea is that, you know, at some point in the mid-game, his snakes are less threatening. But with the attack speed slow that they apply early game, they are absolutely insane. But maybe if I can get them to attack like the tanks in front of the Pyro, and not the Pyro, I can still utilize the full damage potential of the Pyro. I don't know, that's my thinking. And also, Juju likes to send on 3 with a Brute. So I just want to have something that is very safe on wave 3. So let's see if that works out or not. This is... I beat him once and then I didn't do it ever again. So let's see if we can manage to get a good run going for, for YouTube. Yeah, there's the save. Okay, then I'm only going to push 1. Like, if you play Pyro in ranked, it's almost always correct to push 6 workers. Excuse me. Well, not always, but almost always, yeah. But here I'm very, very scared of the Brute next wave, because the slow that the Brute applies and the snakes apply, they also apply this to the king. So, leaks that you'd think are not as threatening, you know, suddenly deal a lot of damage to the king. And like, I'm adding here because I don't know if Pyro holds against Brute on 3 with the snakes. And by holding, I mean leaking only the Brute. Okay, there's the Brute send. So that's working as intended, quote unquote. Yeah, okay, I didn't need to put, okay. But at least I deal more damage to the Brute like this. So that's good. So less king damage. Maybe I'll even kill it. Oh, do I kill it? Pog you. We're holding! Woo! Get wrecked, Father Juju. Boom! Clap. Easy clap. Zu einfach, mein Junge. Alright, we'll continue the king ups. That's actually very smart. I think Pyro might just be the perfect start for the campaign in general. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, nice. Can you please kill this? Pyro? Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good job, Pyro. Whew. Looking hot. Indeed. Okay, so now, on this wave, like normally in ranked, I would just comfortably shift all my gold and then either add a soul gate or whatever on 6. But with the snakes, I'm not so sure I actually hold. So Um, I'm adding a lot. But if you're struggling with this mission, even with Pyro Start, you should definitely like just give this a go and then figure out if you actually need to add here and restart if not. I mean, it's Pyro still comfortably dealing 1,000,000 damage to the wave, which is nice. Juju is 470 value, so he has less workers than us, which is very good. I think I'm adding a Nightmare because for wave 10 I want to have a Doppelganger. We continue the King Up train just because I think King Upping against an Overbuilder is the best thing you can do. And then we want to hit him with like a big send in the mid game at some point. So yeah, obviously I'm playing a Cash Out Pyro, which is very strong. If you play Lock-in Pyro, you'll be a potentially one less worker than me, but I think the general, well, play style should still work the same way. I think we've managed to successfully leak though and overpush. Right. Right. Kill this. Kill this. Do we kill this? No. Unless. No, we don't. Okay, but that's fine. I mean, I don't. It's not ideal to leak. Yeah. But it's not. It's really not the end of the world. Especially since we already have a lot of king damage. King upgrades. Yeah. No, it's not a problem if you leak when you already have a lot of king damage, because the king is already low, right? No, sorry. It's a bit late, so it's hard to speak coherent English, coherent sentences. So what are we worried about? We're worried about wave 8, but Juju, as per usual, coming in with the clutch resend. So we're not worried on wave number 8 now. But I think I don't want to push, to be honest. I think this is all a bit sus, and we already have enough workers to be fine. Yep, we overpushed. Yep, there we go. We finally overpushed. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't push more. Okay, so what are we doing here? I don't think I want any of these, to be honest. Yeah. No, I'm just gonna stick to this role. Okay, we need more tanks. We need more tanks.
Not enough gold.
So Juju tends to skip wave 8. I'm not sure if he's gonna do it again. We'll see, we'll see. No, he didn't. Okay. Then he's probably, if we hold, he's probably gonna skip wave 9. I'd be very surprised if he sent again. We don't reach full mana quite yet. That's annoying. You really want to hit full mana on the slime mummy because that's when it gets really, really effective. I'm not gonna push. I'm just gonna stay 9 workers here. I don't want to leak too much on 10. The aim is to have a doppelganger, of course, but it's not gonna solo carry me, especially with these snakes. So it's the good mix of having, 10 is king's job, as every classic player always says, and then but also having like a doppel and some damage for 10. I think I can shift the rest and then get doppel, and also make sure our king is maxed. And Juju typically adds a violet for 9 anyway, so it's not very useful to send him there. Alright, full king attack, that's very good. Oh wow, he is resending. Then we'll push one. But we're still getting the Doppler next. Very important. Yeah, Nightmare is dying as per usual, because Nightmare always suicides. It's just the unit. It's just how it behaves. It's fine. We're used to it. Fight fire with fire. Exactly, Pyro. Alright, and we'll start saving now. We have everything that we want in terms of king upgrades. So we can start saving and potentially save for 13 or 14. I'm not sure. Probably 14. 14 is very far though. I'm not sure. Depends on sense and not sense. It's probably villain for the Doppel. And then we'll see. Okay, there's two brutes. This will be a problem for Mr. Doppel. Well, we're sniping Mr. Brute. One of the brutes died pretty early. So now we can hope that our Doppel survives for some time. But it does not survive for long enough to kill the boss, because it's being attack speed slowed by 1,000,000. So we'll push one worker. But we did kill the second brute as well, so that's good. I'm not mad about this league. It's fine. So this was our last really weak wave. I'm add a Dark Mage, get some more damage, and then probably go second Pyro for next, maybe? I don't know. If I don't build a second Pyro ever, I can also start splitting the wave, because then you're only wasting one unit's damage. And splitting is very good with the Doppel. Like, this is a build and combination of units I would really not recommend for ranked. I mean, in high elo, right? If you're below 2k or whatever, you can play whatever the fuck you want. Doesn't matter. You just need to realize how much value you roughly need for which wave and what wave to send on, and then you'll win. So yeah, but this is obviously not great synergy, because you want tanks for the Doppel and you really want a wave split, and you don't want a wave split for the Pyros, and you know, Doppel is great with lifesteal and long waves, and Pyro just wants to blast down the wave and then never care about it again. So it's a bit meh. Okay, he picked villain. I'm gonna get the second Pyro in case we get a resend here. I'm not super worried 13. I'll pop a gate and add a split probably, and then be okay-ish. And then we'll try to hit him on 14. And as you can see, we're already ahead in power score. Of course, this is Mythium inflated. But this really means that we're on a good track. Because now, you really want to get to the mid-game being roughly even. Or slightly behind, it's fine. Because now the snakes aren't as threatening, somehow, because you have much more units on your lane. And now also the bot isn't really building too well anymore, and doesn't have proper decision making, so now you can really outplay it with your superior knowledge and decision making. So now I'm very confident that we can get this now. Yeah. But it's still hard, because he doesn't really have a weak wave, because Harpies are decent damage, and he has really good tanks with Badger and Bunk and Violet for essentially every wave, and Devilfish. So it's a bit tricky to really win. But there are no king ups, so I don't need to leak him huge to really deal a lot of damage, so that's good. And he keeps sending, so we can actually keep pushing. Did he not build? Yeah, no, he added. So this is, since he's building in one big clump. This is definitely a centaur angle. And then we'll add a pack leader to add even more damage. So one of the general things is if you send it to a main harpy or mana composition, then what you really want to do is make sure you send as much DPS as possible. Because, you know, the harpies scale. The longer they live, they scale exponentially. So if they live longer, they deal a lot more damage. So ideally, you really want to make sure that, you know, you kill whatever tank line is there as quickly as possible. Of course, sending a sea tramp sometimes is also very good because the sea tramp protects the wave, and as long as more of the wave is alive, the wave deals more damage. But generally speaking, you never leak harpies if the wave lasts 7 million years, and if the wave dies, like ends very quickly, you very often have a good chance of really leaking the harpies. Okay, so we push one more, which is risky. But this looks like a decent leak. My lane is also looking like a leak, which is not ideal. Which is not what we were hoping for. Because we overpushed. Good job, me. But this is a minor leak that we can deal with. I mean, it's not gonna be too much damage. I just wonder if I can kill on 16 or not. I don't have to. I can go 17, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna go 17. Right. Doesn't make sense. I don't have to go 16. It's very easy. Of course, we start prepping for 16 now, because we just got a send. It's a bit risky, because against a resend, we might just, you know, lose a ton of our king HP. But I think we can hold 16 if we just have 8 pyros. And there's no way he goes straight 17 and we win on 17. Okay, so at least in my head I have a good plan. Even though Juju is pretty strong 17. But, you know, can't always send on their weak wave. It's too predictable. Okay, there's my resend. So do we push now? I don't think we do. I think we play for the hold and still 17. Do we build for 17 though? Do we think there's gonna be a resend? And this is where bots are sometimes also a lot harder to read. Because with humans I know that they would never ever send on 16. Never ever, you know. No one sends on 16 into Pyros. Because Pyros are giga strong on 16. Okay, we'll add a Hellgate and make sure we are okay on 17 in terms of we win the race. Okay. Now all we need to do is hope that he sends us here, hold, and then we should hold long enough on 17 that we win. And we need to leak him there, but I think the game is starved enough that he has no real chance of holding there against Triple Ogre or something. Yeah, there's my send, that's very good. We're not gonna push, so we survive next. And now I think I have to send ogres because we want to counter his strong units. And we want to send damage, so I think ogres just fit the job description perfectly. Well, I think if minor intelligence was one of the job requirements, then they would fit it perfectly. But you can't have everything. Right? Double Hellgate should be fine. Yeah, I mean, this build is really nothing to be proud of, but we have a lot of units. Having a lot of units is good against Father Juju's attack speed, slow, serpent, snake stuff. And we don't want to split with Pyro, and Pyro is mostly about like being on the right value for the right wave anyway. So that's kind of good. The only problem is if we don't win here, we are definitely leaking next to no send. But we should just win here. I mean, there's like 3 ogres and a full wave coming down on Father Juju, and he should just leak and then lose. And like our lane is also in trouble on this wave. As I said, we're really not strong here. But the Hellgates delay long enough, and I think we should win here. Ah, maybe not. Maybe not. Can you just die and make this look like I calculated everything perfectly? Yeah, as I said, perfect calculation, not even close, never worried, easy. So yeah, just follow this 18-step, 25-minute sweaty tutorial where I barely won with 40% king. Just follow it step by step, it should be easy. Go opium. Okay, so one thing to note is that he picks Cartel, so on top of the 8 income he gets for free with his snakes, he also starts with 9 extra income. So don't be discouraged if he's ahead early game with the power score. But then as you can see, you know, he does lose a lot of income for wave 11 where he did full send. Yeah. So that's when you can catch back up. And then 14 seems like a decent wave, but it's really hard. I think the key is to just send enough. Because Harpies, as I said, if the wave lasts long enough so they can play out their full potential, then they are very, very hard to leak. And if they don't get to ramp up properly, then they typically leak the entire wave. So that's what you want. And yeah, Juju always sends and resends in the mid game a lot, so you can really abuse that and get away with some things that you wouldn't be able to get away with in, say, ranked. Alright, that's it from me. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if I've missed anything important, or if you have further questions or stuff that I should improve on. Anyway, have a nice day.